Hi guys, today I got something really excited to share with you, and this is the brand new A6700, and let me tell you, it's been worth the waiting. So after 4 long years of waiting, Sony has finally unleashed their latest crop sensor mirrorless cameras. So this little beast is like a love child of Sony FX30 and A6700s with some awesome tweaks and makes it perfect for those who want pro features without drawing too much of attention. So in this video, we're gonna dive right into the key features and improvements of the Sony A6700s. So are you ready? If yes, let's dive in. So first thing first, the A6700 comes with a lot of serious impressive upgrades over its predecessor, the A6700s. We are talking about the new 26 megapixels that delivers improved image quality and more flexible in-post processing. The ISO range is expandable just like the big brother FX30 and A6700s, ranging from hundreds to 32,000. When it comes to design, the A6700 shares a lot of similarity with its predecessor A6700, but Sony did spice things up with some buttons and minor design changes. It is still built like a 10 with a magnesium alloy chassis, making it resistant to dust and moisture. And guess what? It is still compact and lightweight, with the dimension approximately 69, 122, 75, and weighing just around 493 grams. It's lighter and slightly bigger than the A6700s. Don't let its small size fool you. Sony managed to maintain a solid grip on this bad boy, so you can comfortably hold it for hours and without feeling any discomfort or even slips. Oh, one more thing, I absolutely love they still maintain the viewfinders. They also switch things up by giving you a flip-up screens instead of tilting design. So nice touch, Sony. So right now let's talk about the buttons. They added 3 custom button modes on the top, along with additional video photo switch, giving you even more options for customizations. Most of the buttons are pretty much the same as the A6700s, but they did switch things up a little bit. The record button is now on the top of the camera instead of the side, and guess what? They listen to us. They have moved the SD card slot to the side of the camera. So right now there's no more fishing around in the battery slots to access your precious memory cards. It's so much convenience, and although I do wish they could given us the 2 card slots. In terms of port, they upgraded to USB 3.2, which is 4 to 5 times faster than the USB 2.0. That means faster streaming, data transfer, charging, and extended battery life. And of course, you got your standard ports like the mini HDMI, audio jack, headphone jacks. Sony also upgraded the side cover, making it more solid and easier to open without obstructing the view when you flip the screen. Here's where things get really interesting. The A6700 is loaded with tons of new features, just like the big brother FX30s. We are talking about touch menu control for easy touch operations during shooting, a full range of picture profiles including HLG3, S-Cinetone S-Log2, log recording with LUT, focus mapping, reading compensations, real-time recognition AF, active mode stabilizations, 6K oversampling into 4K at 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second with no crop, and wait for it, 120 frames per second in 4K, but there will be a 1.56 crop. But that's not all. The A6700 also borrows some awesome features from the ZV-E1 and E10, like the soft skin effects, interface improvements, quick parameter access, and efficient swipe up access to the functions menu. It's like Sony took all the best of their lineup and crammed into this little powerhouse. Now I know what you're thinking, how about the performance? Well, let me tell you, this camera doesn't disappoint at all. The autofocus is lightning fast and super responsive thanks to the impressive 495 tracking points. You can confidently track and capture fast-moving subjects with precision and accuracy. It's just as good as other latest Sony cameras in terms of autofocus performance. Plus, it's got an AI processing unit that enhances human and subject recognitions. Whether you're shooting people, animals, birds, planes or anything else that catches your eye. And when it comes to shooting speeds, the A6700 doesn't hold back. It offers us a continuous shooting speed of 11 frames per second with AF tracking, so you can nail most of the things in one go. You can even fire up 1000 high-speed burst shoots in JPEGs. If you're into RAW, don't worry, you're still able to shoot 59 compressed RAW image in one go. Now let's talk about stabilizations. They added active stabilizations to this camera, like any other latest Sony camera. Sure, it's not as good as the gimbal, but you get the job done, especially when you do not have a monopod or tripod with you. But just keep that in mind, when you're in the active stabilizations, you can't really use it in 4K 120 frames per second because it already cropped in your footage. But hey, if you want even more stabilizations in 4K 120 frames per second or even other frame rates, you can always tweak it further with the Sony Catalyst Browse software. Let's get down into image quality. The image quality of A6700 is top-notch, just as you would expect from a Sony camera. It's designed for both stills and movie, and it excels in both departments. It's like having an A7 IV, but way smaller size. I've took some side-by-side tests with the A7 IV to see if there's any noticeable difference in terms of image quality and videos issues, such as the rolling shutters. And let me tell you, the results speaks for themselves. Besides that, I also did some low-light tests with the full-frame camera just for fun and just to give you guys an idea how it's stacked with bigger sensor siblings. And here's the deal, the A6700 does get a little bit noisy when you push the ISO higher, but hey, the crop sensor still holds up pretty damn well when it compares to a full-frame sensor. And let's not forget about the picture profile. You will get all the latest picture profile including X-Cinetone, HLG3, and Sony did move the picture profile 789 to the lock shooting mode, just like they did for the FX3 and FX30. So if you want a cinematic lock mode, make sure to switch it on and import your own LUT for that sweet viewing experience. Oh yeah, one more thing, I did hook up the camera with the external monitor just for a quick test. And as I expected from the camera itself, the monitor will turn off when you show all the on-screen display on the external monitor. You can only have both display on if you are outputting clean feed, or I would say without any on-screen details. The Sony A6700 has the Sony multi-interface shields. You can use their ECM G1 or any supported microphones for cleaner and higher quality audio. You can still use the normal analog way by using the 35mm audio port. So, to sum things up, the A6700 is an outstanding camera. I totally love it. Sony has truly consolidated years of innovations and technology into this compact powerhouse. It's a well-rounded performance. It excelled in both videos and photo, with professional-grade videos features borrowed from the FX series and impressive photo features like a 24 megapixels, versatile RAW files options, and HLG stills. It covers pretty much most of the things with this small little device. What's more, this camera comes at a surprisingly reasonable price point at around 1,005 Malaysian ringgit. In USD probably is between 1,006 or 1,007, making it at absolutely steals. Trust me, you wouldn't find many cameras out there that offers this level of quality and functionality at such an affordable price. So in conclusions, if you're in the market for a compact camera that punches well above its weight, the A6700 is an excellent choice. Definitely check this camera out if you're looking for this type of scenario. So if you found this video helpful, please make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe this channel, and as always, create and have fun. I'll see you in the next video.